What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte. Fury says that Joshua and Dillian Whyte were trying to control everything during step-aside talks. Tyson Fury, of course, is the 33-year-old WBC title holder from Manchester, and he talked about various step-aside scenarios that came up during his negotiations to fight countryman and mandatory challenger Dillian Whyte. There was talk that Fury could simply bypass Dillian Whyte to face the unified champion Usyk from Ukraine for a full heavyweight unification bout this spring, but that would have been contingent on getting permission from Anthony Joshua, who had a contractual rematch clause with Usyk and Whyte. In the end, with far too many variables at play, a deal for a step aside fell apart. Fury's team blamed it on Joshua for asking for a large fee. Fury himself says that he got tired of all the back and forth between various parties as he was looking to schedule his return date sooner than later. Fury has been a one-fight pay-per-view fighter since 2020. Fury had originally penciled in himself for a return in March against Aget Kabayel on April 23rd in London. He said, I was told that the step-aside deal was real close, Fury told IFL TV. We were all ready to do our thing, sign, and do everything to make the fight happen, but they didn't. It was a big deal, a big load of crap. They were making so many demands. They wanted this, they wanted that. Whyte wanted bits and pieces. Joshua wanted these things. They were trying to control everything. The positive out of this is I get to do this thing on April 9th. He said, I'm on top of the tree. I don't wait for other people to decide what we're going to do with my career. I fight on my times and my dates. When they become world heavyweight champion, they can determine when they want to fight. With Usyk, he couldn't be ready until the end of May, so that wasn't going to happen, Fury said. Dillian Whyte's the mandatory, and he was to have that fight, so I'm looking forward to that. Those are the words of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. You know, it's a lot of scenarios. He's right about the scenarios in this whole debacle. And it's a big debacle because, for one, there's more to it, okay? There was his own scenarios. And him saying that, hey, I want a tune-up fight or whatever, right, before he fights Usyk, because we already heard him say that he wanted to fight in April, I believe it was, which would have been, this month. So he gets the fight that he wanted before fighting Usyk. So I don't even think that would have been a step-aside deal. You know, and I think the big thing would be Joshua. So fighting or Dillian Whyte asking for bits and pieces like he claims, and I'll get to that in a second, it wouldn't have mattered because as long as he gives Dillian Whyte his just due, Dillian Whyte shouldn't want or ask for anything, because in another interview, he just said that, hey, Dillian Whyte didn't want step-aside money. He wanted to fight. I just heard that interview yesterday. So, I mean, that was kind of weird, him saying that Dillian Whyte wanted bits and pieces. But Anthony Joshua, they wanted this and they wanted that. I don't know what else they wanted, but whatever it is, Tyson Fury himself wasn't willing to pay over 15 million pounds. You know, so, and I don't see Tyson Fury really doing that or a smart thing to do anyway, simply because if he wouldn't do that for Wilder, and he's a bum in his eyes, why would he do it or consider it for Anthony Joshua, right? Because he said that I wouldn't give Dillian Whyte 10 pounds. I would fight him, take that, and then get the Anthony Joshua fight. But the thing is, Joshua lost to Usyk. So I don't really understand him saying, well, the back was enforced, they're trying to control everything. You know, the first thing I think of is, well, what was the control my career? What about the Aget Kabayel fight? He's supposed to fight Aget Kabayel this time last year, okay, in 2021, and that fight just vanished. You know, and I think it was more to it. I think that the arbitration, as we know, held more weight than anybody ever expected. And it took everybody for a long ride. It took everybody for a loop. And I think also Tyson Fury was, for the first time in his career, binded by something, you know. But guess what? None of that matters now, because he is fighting Dillian the Body Snatcher Whyte April 23rd, right? So you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury stating that Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte wanted to run everything and demand everything. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.